Well, hello, and welcome to 60 and Sassy. We're Karen and Honey, two women in our 60s who are not done living, dreaming, or laughing. Each week, we dive into the beautiful mess of midlife and beyond with no rules, no filters, just real talk. Thanks for listening in. Enjoy.
Oh my gosh. Seriously, you are truly the weirdest friend I have. Anyway, since nobody's supposed to hear that. Okay. Anyway, well, hello again, everyone. Welcome back. And today we are continuing to tackle the topic of friendships and how they shift and change as we stumble and sometimes skip through chapters of life. So last week we covered rooted friends, stretch friends, and proximity pals. And today we're going to chapter 4, long distance or happenstance friends. My world is full of these. Actually, those friendships work also best for me. I mean, it's really funny because if I talk to any Dutch person living abroad, they usually say, "Oh my gosh, I just miss having just a quick coffee at a friend's place." Very Dutch thing to do. And then it seems just a common theme for people to miss that when they live abroad. And yeah, it's really interesting because strangely, I do not relate. I already hate phone calls, hint, hint, and don't like the weekly check-ins with people in general. I mean, this is a great, great sacrifice that I make for you, Karen.
Thank you.
And so I probably see my closest friends not more than every 2 years at best, or maybe once a year.
Wow.
And then we just talk nonstop whenever we see each other. And we call it hang weekends because literally we just hang around and discuss every possible relevant issue that is happening in our lives at that time. And so, like therapy, just cheaper. Yeah.
You're right. Yeah, cheaper, but probably louder knowing you.
Yeah. In my case, yeah.
Because of my job, sometimes it's really fun. I'll just post on social media, "Hey, anyone in, I don't know, say Chicago or Philadelphia tonight?" And almost every time someone pops up. It always amazes me. And then the next thing you know, we're at dinner, catching up on 20 years in 2 hours. It's actually one of the best perks of flying in my mind. I love that part of flying, reconnecting with some of those old friends. So
Hmm. Yeah, no, totally relate. And you know what? As a matter of fact, I count your husband among that group of friends for me.
oh yes.
Yeah, dear Colin. Or rather, well, as you know, I call him Colin. And yeah, he calls me Gunny.
That's right.
And so, oh gosh, Colin, if you're listening to this, miss you.
Oh.
That's because, yeah, he's one of my close pals. But no, for the listeners, because of all the events that Colin and I have done together, I have had more crazy experience with this guy than any other friend. I mean, I am telling you, he is the most fun. And he is one of these few people that can actually get me on the floor crying from laughter.
Yes, you can.
Oh, we have examples of that. And then with my half-ass bladder, that's not a good thing. Oh my gosh, the times that I had with your husband, and then when we worked together, he would sometimes have a hard time hearing me with my accent, and then with his British accent, he would go "wah," and then oh gosh, and of course, every time everybody was darling. Of course, I would make fun of him, and then he'd call me daft cow, and it's like, I mean, the little misery, that Brit. And but you know what? I remember a happenstance example, which is fun. In 2016, I was with my sister in New York for a few nights. And I posted the first night a picture on Facebook, of course, you know, the mandatory picture. And he happened to see that. And so we met up on Broadway, super busy with tourists during that time. And I remember seeing him first. You know how you recognize that person in the
Yeah,
crowd.
yeah.
And it was just so fun, but he didn't see me. And I just followed him for a little bit until, your eyes meet. And then he saw my old familiar face. And oh, so fun. We went to a bar and uh, just reminisced about the good old times.
Oh, I
Oh, it
love
was
that.
so much fun. The donor trip on the Niles where everybody had the runs, and then smoking hookah in Cairo.
I do remember him telling
Right.
me about that. Yes.
Oh gosh, and riding camels, of course, near the pyramids, and do you remember that Colin and I were planning on taking a trip to Russia to
Yes.
see
Yeah.
to
Talked
see where
about
the
it for
Romanovs,
years. Yeah.
yes, where the Romanovs got killed, and but well, I guess that ain't happening soon.
No.
But anyway, tell the man he's still my favorite.
I will. I will definitely tell him that. And I hopefully he'll listen and hear it from you. Yeah, I think some people sometimes assume that those long distance or happenstance connections aren't considered real friendships. But like, I mean, just listening to your stories about Colin, of course. I mean, you and Colin are yeah, you'll be forever friends. Um,
Hmm.
but even though you don't have this regular rhythm, I feel like those kinds of friends are some of the richest, unforgettable kinds of friendship that we can ever have.
Yeah. Oh, absolutely. And it also doesn't change because, when I see Colin, which is probably I saw him for the last time 4 years ago.
Wow.
And yeah, we did an event together then in DC. And we see each other. And I say, Colin, he says, Gunny.
Yeah.
And then we just continue. And
Yeah.
it's like nothing changed, nothing, it's just exactly the same. We just pick up where we left off, we giggle, he makes me laugh, and we just continue. It's just too much fun. So, but anyway, when you're together, then you're all in. It's
Yeah.
that type of friendships,
Right.
seriously.
Yeah, I think the trick is to measure it by not by frequency, but just by presence, right?
Yeah,
Yeah.
absolutely.
Okay, so let's move on to chapter 5, which is season of life friends. So these are the friends who walk with us through a specific chapter of our lives, and they are pure gold, in my opinion. So a few years back, listeners, I had 3 surgeries. I was in the hospital for over a month, and I ended up with a lot less of my large intestine. So I was a mess. I started calling myself semicolon because, and actually, my husband Colin, you call him colon now, so maybe
Uh-huh.
we were meant for each other, semicolon and colon.
Yeah,
Uh,
exactly.
but
Perfect.
humor did keep me sane during that time, and it was definitely a survival tool for me. But in all seriousness, it was a very rough season, and it
Hmm.
included months and months and months of recovery to follow. And friendship wise, it was actually very eye opening to me. It wasn't at all what I expected. The people that I thought would show up didn't. And then there were others who weren't even on my radar, and they stepped up big time. So yeah, it was surprising. It was eye opening, and it also made me rethink the kind of friend that I want to be for others during their tough seasons. I mean, we all have those tough seasons, and I want to be a good season of life friends
Hmm.
during those
Yeah.
times. Yeah.
Oh gosh, I remember that, Karen. These horrible surgeries.
Yeah.
Oh my God, that was just brutal, you poor thing. But yeah, you also discovered your real true soulmate during that season, right?
What was that?
Elastic waistbands.
Oh my
You
god.
would tell me about.
Yes, that is so true. Yes, yeah, I think the elastic in our lives, it never fails. It never disappoints. Don't ever underestimate elastic. And it shows up every day, like a loyal companion through thick and
Mhm.
thin, literally.
The waistband friends at expense with you. Yep, yep, yep. Oh, seriously, season of life friends speak the language for the moment that you're in. I mean, I've had some great ones, and especially during my early 50s, that was the case because I was working with a patient community on an international level. So we had patient leaders, phenomenal doctors. I mean, just random other girlfriends within that sphere, and just amazing people that I've met during travels. And sometimes I stayed at their homes and met their parents or their partners, and just got such great exposure to very different lives than my own.
Yeah, I love that. Yep. Season of life friends are so important for sure.
Yeah.
Okay, let's move on to chapter 6. And we are calling these friends the keepers. And these are rare friends. These are the ones who adapt with us through our moves, through tears, through distance, and even through silence. They're the ones who know your inner weather kind of without needing a daily forecast, I guess.
Yep. Those are the ones you can call at 2 a.m. Uh, by the way, I'm not one of those. And if you call me at 2 a.m., our friendship will not survive.
Oh my gosh.
Hey, I need my 8 hours of sleep.
I think you'd survive. But then I would have to call you what a quitter friend. You would be my quitter friend. So don't do
Uh
that.
huh.
Don't do
Okay.
that. After all I've
Okay.
done for you, seriously.
Right.
But seriously, with keeper friends, I think that reciprocity is really important
Hmm.
in this kind of a friendship. So I think they have to be a lot of give and take, and I sometimes I want to just ask myself, am I showing up for them too? Or am I just leaning on maybe our shared history? It's because it's definitely a partnership to keep these kinds of friendships going. We need to, on both sides, keep reaching, keep connecting, and keep showing up for our people.
Yeah, absolutely. Um, so much to say about this, Karen. We could go on and on.
I know.
No, I know, because so many friendships, so many different people, and all so good. But okay, let's shift gears just for time's sake, and let's do some myth busting. So,
Yes.
myth one: you only need one perfect bestie.
Oh,
True?
not true. 100% not true. Oh my gosh. No, one perfect bestie. That's so false. But I think a lot of us sort of believe that. The truth is, though, that sometimes we need that hospital visiting friend or the burning building friend, or sometimes we just need that one who shows up with wine and chocolate. Love those
Yeah,
friends.
I, me too. And in my case, I can actually skip the first two, but we go straight to the wine and chocolate. So, real friends never disappoint. True? False?
Yeah, no, that's wrong again. This number two is wrong again. We are messy as humans, and I think we're always going to disappoint each other. And we have these expectations that we won't, but we always do. And so that's a given. But repair is a part of intimacy and friendship for sure. Um, yeah, that's another false one. Okay, how about myth number 3, that you have to talk constantly to be close, or if it mattered, it would have lasted.
No. And so, I don't roll like that at all. I mean, most friendships in my life are perennial.
Mm,
They're like orchids. You know what I mean? They are can be quiet for years, and then suddenly boop, there they are. They're blooming again. And then some stories end as well. I've had a few recent ones of those, but they can even end with beauty. And we release each other to the next season in our lives. It's to me, it's not a big, you know, it's okay. It's okay.
wow, I need a minute. Wait, I'm grabbing another tissue. Goodness, that was so beautiful, Honey. Oh, thank you
I
for that.
know.
Wow. Okay. So, moving on to myth number 4. I think sometimes we believe this, that friends have to be just like us and believe the same things that we believe. What do you think about that?
Will have to be like us. I can only aspire to be like you after all you told. I mean, what am I going to say to this? It's like, no, but it does help, I would say, if you have similar beliefs. It's easier to, not to get into arguments,
Yeah,
but there needs to be a flexibility there.
right. Yeah, no, and I think, oh my gosh, if all my friends were like me, we would never get anything done because we would just be sitting around overthinking everything. And I also think
Yep.
that differences add richness and meaning to our lives. I can't even imagine if everybody thought the same as me. That would actually be horrible. And I think, yeah, I think even those differences add some sass that we like to talk about. So, yeah, I truly believe that we all have something to learn from each other in one way or another.
Yeah, no, that's true. I mean, you bring the experiential, relational lens to friendships. I bring more the Dutch pragmatic, a little bit more comme ci comme ça approach, and together it works.
Yeah, it sure does. Yeah, I'm so grateful for that. I know that that might make you feel a little bit emotional, Honey. Hang on. I'll wait while you go grab a tissue.
Nope, I'm Dutch, I'm tough. No tissues here, Karen. And yes, you should be grateful for me.
Oh, I am. I am, Honey. Okay, listeners. So we have just a little bit more homework for you. We want you to just take a moment and think about your own chapters. So, who's in them? Who has stretched you? Who maybe has anchored you? Who was for a season friend? Maybe you have a friend who you dog-eared to reconnect with in the future. So think about some of those people in your own chapters.
Yeah, because your friends matter, and so do you.
Hmm.
So now go remind somebody of that today. And if you've had a friendship end, maybe write down what you're grateful for.
Yeah, for sure. Yeah, and even if you don't want to write it down, at least take a moment to just reflect on what you appreciate in that friendship. I think closure tastes a lot sweeter with gratitude. Okay, so time to wrap this up. This is what I hope that you take away from these last couple episodes. For me, not every friend has to be forever, but I truly believe that every friend can be for something, a moment, a season, a lifetime. So for me, friendships are kind of the notes in the margins that make sense of my story. And they keep me laughing through the awkward chapters too.
Yeah. And from my lens, it's about being intentional with just the right people. And friendships aren't about perfection,
Yeah.
but they are very much about being present.
Yes, definitely about presents and also snacks. Let's not forget snacks.
Always snacks, Karen.
All right. Well, here's to the chapters that we have all lived and the friends that we get to live them with. It's an amazing gift. And may your next laugh with a friend be the kind that almost makes you, well, cross your legs. Till next time. Well, thanks for spending time with us here on 60 and Sassy. If you laughed, nodded along, or maybe just felt a little less alone, that's the magic that we're here for. Please make sure to follow the show so you never miss an episode. If you're loving what you hear, we'd be so grateful if you'd leave a quick review or share the podcast with a friend or a family member. Do you have any thoughts, feedback, or topic you'd love us to dive into? Please drop us a line at lifemoments@mail.com. We'd truly love to hear from you. We'll be back soon with more laughs and real talk. Until then, stay true and authentic, be kind, and never lose your sass.